For almost a century, popcorn has been the predominant movie theater snack. But how did our love affair with these buttery pop kernels even start? There's more to understand about popcorn than just nostalgia. The food has an unusual history.
I remember going to the theaters with my mother, and she had her method, and it would always embarrass me, but now I'm that guy. We would always ask them to fill the bucket halfway, go butter it, come back, fill the rest, butter the top of that for even butter distribution. And I feel like I do that now as an adult if there's time.
Well, I used to have braces as a kid, so it's like the forbidden food. So it always has that special place for me, like the unattainable.
So there's a particular smell that comes from popcorn. It's just it takes you back to the good times. It's just, any positive is the smell of it.
They get you as soon as you walk in the door. It's the smell. Gets me every time. If it's just coming out of the popper, then I gotta have it.
I always keep it in my plastic so that it doesn't fly out in case it's windy. It stays warm when I get home, as you can see. There we go.
I'm a purist. I'm just butter guy, 100%.
Movie theater popcorn's popularity has a lot to do with flavacol, a seasoning used to give popcorn a signature buttery taste. The fine salt flakes stick to the kernels before they are popped, resulting in a perfect, evenly buttered flavor.
So I have, my tongue is unique, but there are other people with tongues like mine. I have a series of large taste buds on my tongue, all over my tongue actually. You could be of the 25% of people who actually do have large taste buds, and you could be a super taster and not even know it. Usually gonna put 10 grams. Whoa, you can really smell it. Whoa. It's so aromatic. I was wondering about that once it hydrated, what I would smell. I'm just gonna pour some on my hand so I can taste it. It's gonna probably burn my tongue, but I'm gonna do this for you. Here we go. Okay, the first thing that I taste is salt. And the second thing that I taste is actually a buttery flavor. And the third thing that I taste is a little bit of bitterness and maybe a little bit of a nutty flavor. The flavor sits on my tongue and it travels up the roof of my mouth and down my throat. It's kind of weird that way. Oh man. The recommended daily allowance of sodium for us based on the USDA is 2,400 milligrams. And in 1 teaspoon of flavacol, there's actually 2,740 milligrams of sodium, which is 114% of the recommended daily allowance. What people know is that it's mostly salt, but what they don't know is what are the artificial ingredients and what are yellow number 5 and number 6 made from.
The oldest known ears of popcorn are about 5,600 years old, and they were discovered in the Bat Cave of west central New Mexico in the late 1940s. Pre-Columbian civilizations in Central and South America ate popcorn, and the Aztec language even has a word to describe the sound of many kernels popping at once, totopoca. After the Spanish invaded the Aztec Empire in the 16th century, popcorn spread around the world. Popcorn became popular in the eastern United States by the early 19th century, sold under the names Pearl or Nonpareil. With the invention of the steam-powered popcorn stand in 1885, the snack quickly became favored as American street food, sold at circuses and fairs.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's
Popcorn hasn't always been popular in the movie theater because they didn't think it was fancy enough, and it was a snack of the peasant. So I think vendors were probably out on the street selling it, and people were carrying it into the theater with them to snack on while they watched the movies.
As the movie business started to suffer during the Great Depression, theater owners realized that selling popcorn could keep them afloat. This financial model still exists today, with theaters prioritizing concessions as a way to make up for the lack of profit from ticket sales. And with the widespread adoption of microwave popcorn, the snack grew to a scale to meet a mass consumer market. It might be difficult to see anything in common between popcorn and vaping, but the connection has to do with a flavor-creating chemical called diacetyl, which can be safely consumed but not inhaled.
So people will use something like diacetyl to provide a buttery aroma to popcorn so that they can take the butter out of there. So you're going to get that aromatic without getting the calories that come alongside it with butter.
Diacetyl, when used in making popcorn, becomes airborne and connects with the oxygen, and then we breathe it into our lungs. Popcorn lung was discovered when some folks working in a popcorn factory making microwave popcorn became ill from the overexposure of diacetyl.
In 2000, 8 former microwave popcorn factory workers developed a rare lung disease called bronchiolitis obliterans, or popcorn lung.
Popcorn lung is a condition in which otherwise young, healthy individuals come in with multiple discrete punctate areas of the lung that have been destroyed or developed infections in them. And we believe it's an infectious process related to, or an inflammatory process related to inhaling the vapor.
Almost all microwave popcorn manufacturers promise to remove diacetyl from their products, but popcorn lung has made news more recently in vaping-related illnesses. Diacetyl is often added to e-juice liquid by e-cigarette companies to complement flavors such as vanilla, maple, and coconut.
Diacetyl can be used in anything that you want to enhance flavor. And e-cigarettes, the way that they're created is to have fanciful flavors that may be fruity or nutty or sweet, or even a popcorn flavored one of all things. And that created an instance where people are actually inhaling unknown food-based ingredients that were never developed to be inhaled.
Whether we're interacting with natural or artificial flavors, what's happening in our brains when we're eating popcorn?
When we put foods into our mouths, we're chewing the food and the air is being pumped backwards out of our nostrils. So those inputs are brought together in the brain, and we don't really know how to separate them. We're also getting information from texture, even the temperature of the food. Those things are coming together and forming a more complex picture that we think of as flavor. Flavors and aromas have this quality where they're able to trigger memories very powerfully. When we're eating popcorn, despite us not really thinking about it, we're getting these positive associations with it. We're remembering some of those times that we felt so good. We're feeling good without even knowing why we're feeling good.
Popcorn has been paired with some of these unusual chemicals because people didn't want to use real butter. Real butter is more expensive, and so they were trying to maximize the amount of money they could make on popcorn. So they've changed the color with artificial color to make it look buttery, and they've added artificial flavors to make it taste buttery.
But today's food trends lean towards natural flavorings, like using non-dairy butter or seaweed to mimic the taste of popcorn. Does popcorn's strange, chemical-infused past fit our health-conscious future?
I think the future of food design is multisensory in nature. So foods, I think, will soon be designed taking our other senses into account as well. So you can imagine, for instance, popcorn that has a certain coloration to it, and all of a sudden it tastes sweet without us needing to put sugar in it.
As often as people want to try something new, they also like to have their old favorites. And I believe popcorn with butter on it may be one of those old favorites that we can all eat and remember from our childhood.